Hello, my friends. Welcome back to day 2 of the Team Building Bootcamp. Y'all are something. Y'all are so fun. And I love that some of you are listening to this in the morning before our training. I just love you guys. I love doing this stuff. It's so much fun. So yesterday we talked a little bit about your mindset, right? During the live, we dove into some strategies with mindset. So if you didn't catch that, definitely go back and watch. If you're part of this Team Building Bootcamp live, I'm going to be making this podcast public once the Team Building Bootcamp is over. So if you're watching this and you're watching the replay and you're like, what are you talking about? We will be doing another Team Building Bootcamp because it's so much fun. So anyway, we did talk about mindset strategies. We talked about the 3 C's, right? We talked about the 3 C's and how it's so important to remember, like, when you catch a negative thought, when you catch an unbelief, when you catch these things that just aren't true, the lies, you catch it, you cancel it, and you correct it. Okay. And I talk about the inner mean girl all the time, right? Like, hey girl, hey, but no. Okay. She is up in your head all the time when you're getting ready to do something new, something that stretches you. It's very overwhelming. And that is one strategy that you can really adopt and get into. Another one is the so what if. So often we're like, well, what if? Like, if I share, what if I start sharing the business and I get rejected? Or what if I don't know what to say? Or what if I say the wrong thing, right? We think about all these. What if you put so, what if? Put so in front of that what if. So let's say those again. So what if I don't know what to say? So what if they say no? So what if I mess up? Like, right? It takes away that power. Like, so what? I was watching this podcast, actually, Mel Robbins, who's an incredible motivational speaker, and she was talking about this sort of mindset that basically let them. So if we're like, what if, let's continue that. What if they say no when I share the business with them? Let them. Let them. What if all the leaders get together and I'm not a part of it? Let them. When we care so much about controlling all the situations, it brings us down so very much. And we don't need to do that. That does not need to be the case. If we can just let go and let them and be the whole, like, so what if blah, blah, blah happens, right? That releases us from all of this pressure, right? So what if I don't rank up in leadership by next month? So what? So what? It's okay. It doesn't mean that your life is over. It doesn't mean that there's no hope for you. It doesn't mean that your business isn't going anywhere. It just means it's not your time, right? So today, what we're going to be talking about is your signature story. So there's this belief, right? That, well, no, it's not a belief. It's actually true. When I was first starting, let me start again. When I was in my first direct sales business, I remember being told to share my story, because when you share your story, that's relatable, right? But the thing that wasn't shared with me was exactly how to share my story. Because what happened is I just talked about myself, right? I was like, well, here's my story. Here's how it happened. Okay. This is how my direct sales business saved my life. Well, it didn't save my life, but it gave me an outlet, right? Like, we tend to just talk about ourselves. But the way for you to really connect with people is by sharing this story with emotion, with feelings, okay? Because what happens is when you share emotion, people who are listening become the hero of that story. They connect to that story. Our unconscious mind opens up. Okay. And it connects with you, so they see themselves in that story. And I'm diving into how to do this. I'm diving into all of the parts of your signature story during the training today, but it's so important to have this story that you share. It's kind of like your transformation. Like, who were you before you started your business and who are you now? What did starting this business do for you? How did it change your life? Now, listen, I'm not saying you come up with some crazy claims that it saved your life and you were, bankrupt and now you're not. I mean, but maybe that did happen. And if that did happen, then sister, share it. But Karen, she's in No Pressure Direct Seller, but she has shared this story with me before. Um, she said she sells Scentsy, and her the reason she became involved with Scentsy, the reason she found love Scentsy, the reason she became a consultant with Scentsy is because they had a close call with candles. They almost lost their home, and it was so like such a powerful experience for her that now she'll scream, shout, sing from the rooftops about how safe Scentsy is and why Scentsy is the better option, right? That was her story. Now, I did not tell her story in nearly any detail, and I did not share any emotion there at all, but because it's not my story to tell. But what I am saying is there's usually some kind of transformation that has happened. There's usually some kind of challenge that happens. There's some resistance, and there is a reason why your direct sales business was the breakthrough that you needed. And I'll be sharing mine today in in the Facebook group. But I just want you to start thinking about what you were before and who you are now. Like, what has the transformation been? And I don't just want you to be like, now I'm happier, or now I can, I'm bringing in money or whatever. Like, what has the transformation been? Now, if you are in a space where you're like, I don't feel great about myself right now, and I don't feel great about my business, that's okay. I still want you to put yourself in what has changed since you started your direct sales business. It's usually an emotional change, right? Maybe you have more confidence. Maybe you are, you have this pride around what you do. Maybe you've discovered that you have these gifts that you didn't before. Maybe you just feel really like you have something of your own. What is it? I want you to think about that, because we're going to be diving into that today. Today, you're actually going to begin crafting your story. And we're just going to kind of touch on all the aspects that belong in a story. Because the thing is when you're just telling your story as if, you're just like focusing on yourself, it's about yourself. And then people don't connect with it, right? The purpose of your story is that you want other people to experience that transformation. You want them to be the hero of the story. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today. Super excited. So make sure as we go through this week, when you start having those negative thoughts, because they will happen, they will absolutely happen. It could happen when you see someone having a win. It could happen when you're like, I mean, this has absolutely happened to me when I'm in a group and I'm getting training and I'm getting all pumped up, and then all of a sudden it's like that mean girl comes in. She's like, "You can't do that. Who are you thinking? Like, look at them. Look how much they're doing. Look how much more success they're having," or whatever it is. No, we're going to catch, cancel, and correct, or we're going to do the so what if, or whatever strategy works, and you're going to keep going, because this is very, very powerful. And before I end this, I just want to say there's a reason that you are here. I pray over every single person who is here. I pray that this week is helpful, that you get what you need from it, but also that you're meant to be here. Like, anyone who's meant to be here is here. Okay? So you are here for a reason. All right? So just rest in that. You are here for a reason, and there is hope, and you can do what you want to do in your business. All right? So I will see you later today for our training at noon. I'm super excited. Tomorrow, well, I'm not even gonna tell you what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Until then, my beautiful friends, take care.